It seems to me you're a bit of a cowboy the way you're carrying on.
You listening? Fucking listen to this.
Legends, welcome back. Huh. But we're going to start this show off on a sad note. I didn't win fucking lotto over the weekend, but anyway, so we're back in it for another 2 weeks, another stint, another another fortnight of living the dream, as some may call it. Fuck me. Just kidding, we're here. Episode 5 of the Throttle On Full Send Never Left podcast. And things seem to be tracking along beautifully. And we're going to kick the show off with a bit of news. Merch drops. Hats are on their way, boys. Who's been asking for them? They're getting them. There'll be a definite conversation starter when you got that on your fucking lid. But, yeah, shout out to the Trucker Lid Co. They're Gimpy making these up for me. They'll be available for the purchase soon. Give me some time. Got to do a bit of modeling first. I'm sure they'll be a bestseller with my ugly mug underneath it. But nevertheless, remember, guys, the percentage of the proceeds go to such charities as suicide prevention, mental health awareness, anything like that. Any of them charities, I'll try and divvy it up and we'll get it out there. Now, one thing you got to remember to keep up the merch, it's only going to be a percentage. It's not going to be a huge percentage, but every little bit counts. So, yeah, just dig deep, guys. Spend a bit of your hard and dosh on a bit of a nice looking cap. I think they look all right. Some people might be like, oh, not put that on my head. Anyway, each their own. I reckon they look pretty good. They've been approved by the partner, so, well, yes, we'll get to that later. Nevertheless, the hats are on their way, guys and gals. Put them on your lid, get the word out there, share it around, let the people know what we're all about. And also, we're supporting a local business, being the Trucker Lid Co. Get around them, get on their website, have a look. They do some great hats, a few different designs on there. I think you guys will enjoy it. So get around it, like, share, get on their page, buy a hat, worth it. Will be a continued thing, so depending on how you guys like, share, and follow the page and get the word out there, they will continue to be available for sale. So also there'll be future merch drops, such as, and I've been toying around with the idea, what do truck drivers like when it comes to buying merch, stuff like that? So I know one thing's for certain, and I wear them, footy shorts. I'll be trying to get a hold of a company that can do me up some footy shorts with the logo and everything on them. Coffee mugs, travel mugs, stickers, stuff like that. Anything that I can jam a logo on that I think you guys in the old trucking industry might use or wear. Singlets, even though I'm not a big one on wearing singlets when you're dealing with clientele, but singlets, shirt, whatever, we'll get it done. And following on from that, good news, guys. Some of you have been up me. I don't really use it. I have got it, but a few different platforms we've been published onto: Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, the old Apple Podcasts. We're on all of them, so get amongst it, guys. Share it around. subscribe, like, and follow. You know the deal. And whether or not people are listening, I will continue to make these because I really enjoy it. And thanks for the people who are listening, the OGs of the Throttle On Full Send Never Lift podcast. It's a credit to you who actually want to sit there and listen to the things I have to say. So thank you very much, guys. Muchly appreciated. But it's Monday morning on the Darling Downs, and how good we've got a bit of rain about. Bit of moisture, wetter than an otter's pocket in some places, but how good is it? I'm hoping for the summer it keeps up because one thing we don't want to enter into is another drought. And yeah, cattle in the drought or sheep, any sort of livestock in the drought is not fun. So just enjoy what we got. Some people might get a little bit pissed off with the rain, but if you're in this industry, you know, things are going to be looking up. Now I got to get out here and load cattle. So when I get back in, if I'm puffing and panting, there's no fucking lie. Don't hold it against me. I'm a chunky boy. And even though it has rained, it's a little bit warm. The humidity's about. So just bear with me because you're going to have to deal with me breathing in your ear. Righto, we're back. We're back. And I didn't even break a sweat. How's that? Bloody change. Usually I'm like an old, yeah, heavy breathing cat looking at a nice meal when I finish loading cattle, and you wouldn't be able to hear me for the puffing and the panting. But nevertheless, feedlot bullocks, how good. They just run on. Don't even have to use your jigger. Just mosey on and away we go. So, coming from the weekend, how did you guys go on the weekend? Did you get out, like I said, and become an absolute creature? Or did you have a quiet one at home? Whatever you got up to, as long as you did it safely, everyone got home safely. I know my weekend was pretty steady, and I'd been banging on about it for the last two episodes. Got to see me two little boys. My youngest fella, he's 7 months old and growing into a big, strong lad. And my eldest fella, little red man, he still as cheeky as ever. Was so excited to see Dad. He had his grandmother there as well, Nanny Snow, which, if anyone knows me, that was my father's nickname, Snow. And all the grandbabies used to call my mother Nanny Snow. So, yeah, he had a good time. We watched a few videos of some cows. He loves cows. And that's what it's all about. You don't have to be out doing stuff, just sitting there on the ground with him, having a drink, not an alcoholic beverage. I can't stress that enough when you're looking after kids. You can have a beer, but don't go and get blotto, especially when you're looking after kids, because they're there for your time. So you concentrate as much as you can onto them, especially when you don't get to see them very much, as most of you ladies and lads would know in this industry. So yeah, we just kicked about, told a couple of yarns. Loves blueberries, that boy. Sit there, eat a whole pun of blueberries. I feel sorry for his mother having to change him. He yeah, it'd be just fucking raw blueberries coming out of him. But yeah, we had a good time, and it really filled my heart with joy being able to see them boys. I know I won't be able to see them for another 2 weeks, but yeah, that's the way it rolls, and you got to do what you got to do to keep a roof over their heads and keep food in their tummies. So be proud of yourselves if that's what you're doing. Battling out here, you've always got a purpose to be doing it, and my purpose is them two boys. And my youngest fella, he doesn't know what's going on yet. He just knows that well, he knows that every couple of weeks this strange man comes and picks him up and uh, gives him a cuddle and tells him he loves him, but he'll understand when he gets a bit older that dad's just out there trying to make a go of it and do what he can. So it's hard. It's hard because sometimes I feel like, yeah, maybe if I continue in this career, he's not going to know who I am. That's just how my mind works. Of course, he's going to know who I am. I'm his father, but I don't want to get sort of distance from being a dad. This job consumes a lot of my time, and yeah, it it breaks me heart to think that maybe there is another career I could be doing to be able to see them boys a bit, but this is what I like doing. My boy, my eldest fella, he absolutely loves trucks, and it excites him every time he gets to talk to dad on the phone when I'm pulled up somewhere and get on the FaceTime and show him my truck and how many trailers we got on board, how many cows we got on. So, and I'm hoping that youngest fellow, as he goes up, he hopefully he gets excited as what my eldest fella does. But if he doesn't, if he wants to do other things, that's entirely up to him. I'm not going to push truck driving onto him. I don't want to really push truck driving onto anyone. Um, it's just a career choice that I've made, and I enjoy it. Not everyone's going to enjoy it. So, a bit of a quote ending all that. Uh, and it's a hard one to relate to, I know, in the trucking industry because we don't get a lot of time. And the quote goes, when in doubt, choose the kids. There'll be plenty of time later to choose work. And that does hit hard because there's not always going to be plenty of time and you got to do what you got to do. But whatever time you get to spend with them, make it count. Do the things they want to do. Talk about the things they want to talk about. Just be in the moment. And I know it's a hard one these days with phones, computers, and general struggles of life, but them kids, they don't know any different. They know love. All kids know is love, and just cherish it because you never know when your life's going to be flipped upside down, and you might not get that little bit of time to spend with them. So that's all I can say from my point of view. That goes for all loved ones, not just your kids, all loved ones, partners, parents, brothers, sisters, anyone that you hold dearly to your heart. It's it's hard on them. It's not just hard on you. That's the one thing I had to learn. They're dealing with you being away as well, and yeah, you can't just think of yourself and oh, it's hard on me. It's hard on me because it's hard on everyone. And I know my mother. Um, she obviously my father being a truck driver for he carted cattle for 30 odd years. They were together from late 80s, and her time with him was cut short due to him passing away on the road. And yeah, she got a lot of time with him over that 30 odd years, but it doesn't matter how many years, it gets cut short eventually. And I look at the struggle she went through after losing my father, and it's hard. So just cherish every moment, whether it's your mother, your father, your partner, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your auntie, whoever you hold dearly, just cherish them and try and be there as much as you can. I didn't get to spend, so my father carted cattle for the first 10 years of my life, um, until the business he was working for sold out, and then he went and became a side tipper driver on the council. And those last 5 years I got to spend with my father were the best 5 years of my life. Like, yeah, I used to go with him in the truck in the early days, but when he was carting cattle, but he never got to come to any of our sport as kids, birthdays, Christmases, stuff like that, just the little things, school events. He missed a lot of that. And then after he passed away in 2011, I reflected back on the things that he'd missed. And I thought to myself, well, when I have kids, I'm never going to do that. When I get a partner, I'm never going to do that. But that's not the way life plans it out for you. Yes, you choose your destinations, but there's always going to be little things in the road, little forks in the road that send you on different paths. So that's all I can say is just do what you can, make time, and don't let work consume you. Even though it consumes a lot of my time, and I'm sitting here preaching about it, but yeah, it's a hard one because life isn't easy. Um, it's not made to be easy, but just work through it with the people you got. Now, for the old segment of fucking piss boilers. My piss boiler for today, for this episode, is, and not all of them, and I know you've been waiting for me to say it. I'm not going to bang on about it forever, but caravans. Yep, I said it. Fucking caravans. And like I said, not all caravanists are assholes. Not all caravanists are in the road, but I can tell you, I was coming out of Charters Towers there the other week with 6.5 decks on. Now, for you people in the industry that don't know what 6.5 decks is, picture a big fucking boat anchor swinging off the back of your single trailer. And as you're coming through the hills there towards Ballyando, she's a fair old slug. Sometimes you got got the bit of oomph behind you and you're cracking along all right. But most of the time, you're probably averaging 45 kilometres an hour. And I had I had more followers than Jesus, I can tell you. And every single one of them was a fucking caravan. And no one said anything until we got about 5 kilometres from Ballyando crossing. And this old love chirps up and she goes, "You got a copy in the stock crates heading towards Ballyando?" I said, "Yeah, got you, love." She said, "Are you going to pull over and let us around?" And I was like, "Oh, whoa, righto." I thought to myself, I'm not even going to give that a fucking answer because I know damn well what you're going to do. If I was to pull over just now, which I'm fucking not, because it's taken me, I don't know, an hour and a half to get up to 45 kilometres an hour slugging through these hills, you're going to fucking overtake me and fucking get to Ballyando and pull up for a coffee or to walk your fucking poodle. So no, I'm not going to just drive this into the table drain to pull over and let you around. You can fucking wait. But if you were to ask nicely, with not the tone of voice that this lady had in her voice, I would have said, "Yeah, mate, I'll get you around when I can." But fuck her. Anyway, if you're a nice caravanist, and I'm pretty good on the road, I let most people around. I give them the old blink. I know it's not rightfully legal to be blinking people around, but when you're that long and that heavy and that slow, you want to get as many people around because people have got to move on with their day. But you also got to remember, I'm trying to move on with my day. And 9 times out of 10, when you got that configuration on, your hand's on the fucking gear stick and all you're doing is moving it backwards and forwards. So I'll get to the blinker when I can get to it. Now, in saying that, I don't want you to think I'm a complete and total utter asshole on the road because I'm not. Like I said, I'll get you around when I can. But if you are let around, right, a truck does do the right thing and slow down and let you around or pull off to the side of the road and let you around if you ask nicely. Don't, and I repeat, don't get in front of him because when he gets up to speed, don't get in front of him and do fucking 80 like 90% of you do because that is a piss boiler and a fucking joke. Because when we get up to speed, we're trying to keep the speed. That's what it's about, keeping your momentum. And when you have a caravan, like just complain about being behind you through the hills, and then when you get out on the flats and you get them around, and then they fucking do 80 or 70 or even worse. Like I said, get in front of you and then fucking slow right down to turn onto a little bit of a fucking parking base so you can walk your poodle. Fuck off. Anyway, like I said, not going to bang on about it anymore. That was just my piss boiler for the day. So, yeah, do with that what you will, but it's just something that annoys me a little bit. And if you are trying to get around someone and you have a UHF, don't be a fucking asshole. Just ask nicely. Because you be an asshole, 9 times out of 10, you're either not going to get a reply or you're going to get an asshole reply. So just be kind, please, everyone. The truck driver is just trying to do his job. In saying that, I do know a lot of people do the right thing when they're in their caravans and get out of the road for people, especially trucks, other road users, people that have got a bit on. Like one old fella, I didn't. It doesn't worry me as such following them, just as long as you do the speed limit, or if you are going to poke along at a consistent pace, not start off at 100, back to 90, up to 100, down to 70, up to 80. Really boils my piss. But one old fella called me up once. He said, "You got a copy there, old mate, in the big rig?" And I was like, "Ooh, he's got a good set of glasses on, this fella. He can see I'm driving a big rig." I said, "Yeah, gotcha, mate." He said, "Mate, I've already made my living. You're still trying to make yours, ring around." I thought, "Oh, fucking, you are the man." I said, "Right, I'm on my way." And he fucking even backed her off so I could get around. I thought, "You fucking legend." Obviously was the truck driver, probably. If not, kudos to you for knowing what it's like. So yeah, there is the good and bad. Same within the trucking industry. There's good truck drivers, there's bad truck drivers, there's cowboys, there's fucking yeah. I won't touch on the other word I was going to say, but just just remember, we're all out there using the road. We're all out there paying for the fucking roads, as much as it doesn't reflect with some of the conditions of them. But just be safe. You don't have to be in a hurry everywhere. Don't rush around everyone. Don't overtake on corners like some of these cocks. Just be patient. Someone will get you around, or there'll be an overtake lane or something. But don't, yeah. Main thing I can't stress enough is don't rush out on the roads because you will kill people, and no one wants to go to jail or have to live with the fact that you've killed someone's fucking family member. So just be cautious when you're overtaking or being overtaken because not everyone's going to be a tip top 100% driver when they're overtaking you. I've had trucks overtake me down on that Newell Highway there, 100 mile an hour. Bring around, brother, you're all right. Yep, up beside you, and then throw the blinker on halfway along you, and you think, what are you doing, old son? You've still got another, I don't know, whole fucking trailer to go. And 9 times out of 10, if you're overtaking someone and you have got the big old long configuration on, they'll flash you back in when you're right, or they'll call you up, say, "You're right, brother, bring her back." It's quite simple. It's courteous. And you always reply with her, "Thanks, mate. Have a good day." That's what it's about. That's what we need to get back into the industry is a bit of mateship, bit of brotherhood. Like I used to look back at my old man in the industry and all the mates and that he had, and they all worked together, all partied together, roadside party. Not that you can do that anymore, but you know what I mean. Hookups. Not much of that goes on anymore, and it is a shame, but yeah, we just got to adapt to the way the industry is these days. And a lot of that comes back to time frames, pressures put on by companies. Not saying all companies pressure their drivers and stuff like that, but a lot of things have changed in the industry. One major change, and I'm not going to say it's for the good, and I'm not going to say it's for the bad, but cameras, it puts a lot of pressure on people, especially. It's not too bad if you've got a set routine and you know where you're going and you know what you're doing every day. If you've got a set routine, a set run, 9 times out of 10, everything matches up. But when you're going all over the countryside and you've got to pull up, especially with doing what I'm doing, unload cattle, reload cattle, cross-load cattle, you got cattle having dramas, everything like that. Not everything's going to plan, and you lose a lot of time on the road, and it makes it hard with your logbook and going through these cameras and everything. They've got you. They know what you're doing. It's not like it used to be back in my old fella's day where you could just write whatever the fuck you wanted, and as long as you're a good liar, you can get away with it. And I don't condone that now. Not going to say I'm perfect, but you got to do what you got to do to, especially with cattle. Animal welfare comes into play, and that's what a lot of these uh, compliance officers have got to realise is you're doing your best to get a live animal from one spot to the other, whether it's going to a meatworks, a sale yards, or a property. You're doing your best, and if you're having dramas with them, you're running out of time. There's only so long that them cattle should be allowed to stand on them decks. Well, there is a set amount of time, and it is a it is a fair time frame, but not like I said, not everything goes to plan. So yeah, logbooks. I don't really want to bang on about it for too long because yeah, like I said, I've never been perfect, but logbooks are designed for the line haul of runner just doing a set run, pulling up certain time every time of night, and that's the way everything's going now. And I can't agree more with some of it, but other things, yeah, they need tweaking. But we're not going to touch on that today. We may never touch on it because I might get myself in fucking trouble. The only thing I will touch on though, and will suggest, and it'd be fucking handy if they did do it, is educate everyone else on what we got to do with our logbooks to make things work. So when I say that, I mean the likes of farms, feedlots, abattoirs, factories, whatever fucking industry you're in the trucking game. Why the old truck driver, he's got enough education. The only reason everyone's getting fucked up is because we're trying to beat it because it's making it hard on us. Why isn't there more education for all these other people to know what we got to do? Because I'm not saying all these farmers, I'm not saying all these feedlots, factories, all that. I'm not tarring everyone with the same brush, but why is it that the truck drivers got to be all educated on all this? I know it's a part of our job, but then some of these farms will want you to turn up and load at whatever time in the afternoon, and then they're not ready by the time you fucking go to load, which pushes you back another hour, and then you load, and then you got to sit in the fucking thing all night, and then 9 times out of 10, you've got to be back somewhere to load the next day. Why aren't we educating them? Like, if you've got a distance to travel, right? Why aren't we loading it early that morning and being ready to go? I know things aren't always going to go to plan, but if they want us off the road at night time and stuff like that, because I know, yes, a lot of people say a lot of accidents happen after midnight, but it doesn't help when we're fucking loading in the afternoons, late in the afternoon, drive into the sun or vice versa, and most of the time have to drive all night to get where you're going, and then try and squeeze your brake in, and then reload to go somewhere else. It just don't work. But anyway, like I said, I've never had a logbook fine, so I probably will now. Have a fucking target on me back now, but it most people do everything to the best of their abilities, and a lot of these fines that some of these blokes are getting are just stupid fucking shit for 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Yes, I'm not denying there is a lot of dick noses in the industry that just pull the piss out of it and fucking drive like fuckheads and end up killing people. But most people, and I know myself, when you're filling out your logbook, you're filling it out, but you if you're 5 minutes shy of fucking say 5:30, well, you got to put down that you left at 5:15, which is fucking bullshit. So that drags a bit of time off your fucking your journey to be able to get as far as you can down the road. And if you fucking leave 5 minutes after it, you got to put down fucking 5:30. That's how a lot of blokes get caught. They go, "Oh, it's 25 minutes to fucking past five. I'll put down 5:30," and then you go, and within that 5 minutes, you've done 5 kilometres, say, and you get wheeled over, and it says, "Well, you left here 5:30. Your kilometres are fucking 5 kilometres back that way. What's going on here?" Bang, there's a fine. That's just the stupid shit that we got to deal with in the industry. And yeah, that's the rules. You got to follow them, and most blokes do follow them to the best of their abilities, but it doesn't always work out like that. But anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. Enough of that. You'll just roll yourself up, old boy. Anyway, I'll leave you with a joke. We got to wrap this up. And I was told at my wedding by by a mate of mine, mate of my father's, Russell. He always tells a mad yarn. Um, so yeah, this is a bit of a tribute to him. So he uh he took me and his boy to a Halloween ghost convention there one time, and anyway, there's blokes up the front talking about ghosts and ghouls and everything like that. And anyway, bloke yelled out, he said, "Has anyone here ever seen a ghost?" And I'm standing there waving my arm about. Anyway, he's like, "Oh, yeah," a few people put their hands up as well. He said, "Has anyone ever touched a ghost?" I'm there waving my arm, "Yep, I have. Anyway, he's like, "Oh, yep. Has anyone ever had sex with a ghost?" And I'm there waving my arm, waving my arm. And he looks across the room, and I'm the only one with my hand up, and he says, "You you've really had sex with a ghost?" And I turned around to him and I said, "Ghost? I thought you said goat." Yeah. Thanks for that one, Russell. I remember you telling me that at my wedding. It had me fucking going. I was trying to remember when I went to this fucking convention. But anyway, righto, guys. Same as I always say, keep it safe, keep it upright, never lift. Thank you.